Hello, for this online course, you will be working with me and my corporation, and we have some websites with millions of dollars in them that we need to pay fees and taxes for, and I'll post which sites they are. But you can text me at 717-503-8637, or you can email me at jodydanielking7@gmail.com. That's JODYDANIEL King, KING 7@gmail.com, jodydanielking7@gmail.com, and we can get started. So for this online course, you will be working for me and my corporation, and it'll give you hands-on experience about what to do in the field. And for starters, we do securities and exchanges, and if you didn't know, there's a Federal Reserve that does these sort of investments, and it's like a World Bank or like an International Monetary Fund, and then the Federal Reserve has excess savings in it that they distribute to people apparently. And so I read Kindle a lot, Amazon Kindle, and if you didn't get an Amazon Kindle, I suggest you get it. But that's where I get all my information from. So I do securities and exchanges, and I receive multi-million-dollar investment offers through email. And I need help with paying for them. And sometimes we have to pay fees and taxes for the investments. And I have 4 sites that Microsoft said was real. And one is the Scams Victims Fund, and it involves the federal judiciary. And I will post about that once you email me, and email me immediately so that I can give you an assignment to do. But so this online course is essentially about what we do for our business, and we're working on our website, and we need to advertise our website, and we need to advertise, and I'm advertising on Facebook Business Suite currently, and I'm also advertising on I'm going to be doing my online course here, and I'm trying to advertise on YouTube as well to post YouTube videos. But they say advertising is very important, and it's how you essentially reach people on the internet. And you can reach people in Facebook Business. For $10, you can reach 500 people. And I set up a payment plan for $3 a day, and I'm waiting to hear back from them. But for my corporation, we currently have these websites pending with millions of dollars in them, and we just have to pay a little bit of fees for them, and I will post which websites they are, and we can get started on those immediately. But we also do weather modification, and we're working on receiving some grants, so I need help for you to do research for these grant opportunities. And you just have to do certain research, like research engineering products, or research smart homes, or research how to help people who get out of jail, and that sort of stuff these grants are for. So we're also going to be doing one that researches the internet, and I do work with the FBI and the CIA and Homeland Security on these endeavors, and they are investments that are like outside of the stock market. But we also have a brokerage as well, so we're investing in like the stock market as well for people, and I need you to recruit people to invest in the stock market, and we're gonna set up a brokerage, and we're gonna invest in stocks for them. But I'm also planning on working like a bank, and I'm planning on moving out here. I still need to get my PUA from the state, and if I get this $8 million in the next couple of days, then I'll be up and running for my corporation. But until then, we have to grow incrementally, and we have to start generating some revenue for our business. And so we're going to be working on receiving some grants here tonight as well. And I need to speak with you guys over video chat if at all possible, so we can get started on my corporation. And I'm willing to hire you to work for me for commission currently until I get either grant money or loan money so I can pay you salary. So my business is very important, and regardless of what people say, it is a very important business, and nobody really says anything about it anyway. But I'm here to teach you guys about how the world works and how to make money, and you can make money with me, with my corporation. And we're going to be working on my website. I will post about my website and the links to the current investments that we have. in other curriculum matters for this online course. But we're gonna be working on my website, and I'll post a link to that. And we're gonna be doing some affiliate marketing for Amazon and eBay and Etsy, and ClickBank. And what that entails is selling their products for them on our website and social media pages for a commission. And I'm going to be having you guys work on my website for me, and you're going to be posting the links for the products from Amazon on my website. And we're going to be creating an online store as well. And then we're going to work to collect money for our brokerage from my website as well. And we're going to freelance for businesses from my website. And it's a lot of work to do for one person. But they say you can also work as a solopreneur. But I'm working on my S-Corp, and I'm working on starting a corporation. So I need people to work for me, and I can't do everything myself, and I need to delegate some tasks to you guys, my students. So we work with the FBI, and I receive emails from like the FBI director and everyone essentially in the government, and they email me about investment options, and we just have to pay a fee. And they're like investments that are above $5 million each, and there were guided steps on how to receive these offers, and they talk about how the importance of email and what is possible with email in these books that I've read on Amazon Kindle. And I advise you getting an Amazon Kindle and reading the books, and studying code for 500 hours and studying investing daily. And then we can get started on my brokerage. And we also have a marketing agency, and we have an advertising agency, and we advertise for businesses on the internet, and we advertise for them on the advertising platforms and social media and my website. And we just need advertising revenue to advertise on places such as YouTube. And they talk about using YouTube for business, and that's when you advertise on YouTube until you get a certain amount of likes and views, and then they start to pay you. And that's how you make money on YouTube. And they talk about using YouTube for business, and I'm in the process of that currently. And I need to look into that and how to monetize YouTube pages. And so I need to look into that for my YouTube, and I need help with that as well. So they also talk about using G Suite or Google Suite, and making money with Google, and how to do it. And they talk about getting a Google business account, and then setting that up and doing advertising from that site as well. And that's probably what I'm going to be doing here tonight as well. But they talk about getting Google AdSense for your website, and Google will advertise on your website for you, and they will pay you money for clicks on your website. And you can also start a website with WordPress.com. And they say that's the best site to set up websites, and that's where I have my website set up. And I need to work on my website as well, so you guys can be doing that. And they talk about starting a web design agency with WordPress, and that's also what we're going to be doing. We're going to be creating websites for people. And it's like the simplest thing to do. And so you just have to go through the software on WordPress, and then we have to monetize our site, and then we have to market our site, and that's what we're going to be doing. That's where we're going to create our site from, and that's where all the professionals create their site from. And they say you can create a web design agency with WordPress, and you just have to read through the instructions on how to do that. And so they also talk about using YouTube for business, and we're also going to be doing YouTube for business. And we're going to be creating a media agency where we create videos, and we advertise them, and we create podcasts and webinars for places like our website and YouTube and social media. And that's also what we're going to be doing. And we're going to create a web media agency where we deliver the news and the insider look to certain aspects of our society, and finance and investing, and business, and politics. And it's going to be like our YouTube channel where we just essentially describe about what we're doing. And that's what they say you can use YouTube for. And You can talk about everything from books you've read to what you're currently doing in your business and what you have for sale and all sorts of different stuff you can use YouTube for. It's the video exchange for the world, and they say to use it for business, and I'm working on that tonight as well, and I do need help on that to try to monetize my YouTube site, but I should be able to figure it out here. I just might have to email support here. And tomorrow I'm getting I'm going to approach to get a business account at Citizens Bank. I already have an appointment scheduled, and I should be able to do that because they emailed me, or they wrote me a letter in the mail and said I can sign up for a business account. And I'm also searching for a line of credit with Citizens Bank as well, for up to $25,000 or even more for my business. And they said that it is possible, and I have been bogarted out of the personal accounts to sign up for banks because some individuals tried to ruin my social standing with my banks, and they I'm not even sure if it was real or not, but they did transfer me money. And so the banks didn't know what it was because it didn't have a return, or it didn't have an area where it was returned from. But I still believe it was a one, or it was an addition to the bank. And it's a trial and error thing, and it was during the Trump administration, and it happened to a lot of different people when they were giving out CARES Act funding. And I still didn't get my PUA from it, and it still could. All those transfers that I received still could be real, but that's why I can't open up a personal business banking account. And if you had a personal account that you could open up, I have an individual who likes to transfer money on a daily basis, and he owes me $500. So if you had a Zelle account at your personal bank and you wanted to do that, let me know, and I can set that up for you. But I'm working on going to Citizens Bank tomorrow to open up an account, and they sent me a letter in the mail that said it is possible for me to open up a business banking account. And I spoke with somebody at the Fed, and the Fed said it's between me and the banks, so I essentially just have to convince them that it's predicament, that it's possible for me to open up a bank account. And I really hope I can open up that bank account, and I should be able to. And so I receive emails from bank heads and CEOs, such as the CEOs of Wells Fargo, and I've received emails from them about investment options, and I wasn't sure if it was them or not, but I have received emails from Brian Moynihan, the CEO of the Bank of America, about these investment options. And Brian Moynihan is heavy into the relationship with banking and Federal Reserve notes that are distributed to me. And I've received multiple emails from Brian Moynihan and Jamie Dimon. And Jamie Dimon actually set me up with an online account, and I wasn't sure if it was him or not. And sometimes I believe that these individuals I deal with are bots, if you will, for the banks. And it's essentially just like a computer program that distributes the securities, which are the investments that are above like 20. They go into the billions of dollars, these investments, through email. And I can tell you how to do it, and it's like the simplest thing you can possibly think of. And but I hate giving away that information, and I won't give it away for now, because it's extremely valuable information. Every time I give it away, I feel bad, but I have given it away before, and it's extremely valuable information, and it should be worth a certain price. So I'm going to charge a price for that on my consulting product. So that shit is heavy. And I work with philosophy and psychology and ways to look at the world, and this could also be my application for my grant funding opportunity. But I believe the internet is like a matrix where you can have things ordered and delivered to you and have appear in front of your door in a delivery service, and including money and everything that you want in life. And that's what the internet should be used for. And we're also going to be researching the internet, and I have been researching the internet for the past 15 years about how to use it for business and what it can be used for and what we should use it for. And we should use it for as a tool for finance. And I'm also working to write some legislation as well. And it should be email should be used as a tool for to receive the investments, and we should have the military patrol the internet, and that's what one of my grant funding opportunities is for, is to have the military patrol the internet so that scam artists and stuff like that don't thrive on the internet. And I believe that's what the internet is. And they say they have bugs that track the internet and crawl all over the websites and can retrieve data. And I believe there is a supercomputer at the United States government, and I believe they use bots sometimes that are sometimes they're good bots, and then some. This is what they talk about. Sometimes they're good bots and they're white hat hackers that help you, and then other times they're not such good bots. I guess they call them black hats, if you will, and then there's red hats, yellow hats, and blue hats. But yeah, that's how it works. So and these people are on the internet to help you. And I'll just go ahead and describe what it is. I won't hold back for you guys. But I'll teach you everything I know from Amazon Kindle. And they talk a lot about the power of visualization and how it works. And visualizing is essentially seeing things happen in your mind's eye. And essentially manifesting what you read and write and hear. But make sure you're tuned into the right stations. And receive the best type of information about the internet. And at Amazon, they have like a bunch of like very good authors, and they essentially hypnotize you into becoming wealthy. And they freelance for businesses, and they freelance about how to make money with businesses. And they freelance about how to make money with businesses on Amazon. And one of the things was visualization. And they said to visualize receiving money through all vessels on the internet, including email. And then to say affirmations such as, I have a business that generates millions of dollars. My email fills up with offers. Making money is easy for me. I find money wherever I go. People will give me large sums of money. I will win the lottery. I win the lottery on a daily basis. Everywhere I go, I find money. I attract money. And then you have to provide a good or service for a price. Visualize getting your dream job. Your thoughts turn into things. Live in the fourth dimension, and that's where every thought you have in quantum physics creates a reality. And then they talk about traveling to where you need to be, and essentially, and then you got to get into human logistics and organizing humans and teams to do a certain job. And that's something I need to work on, but that gets into relationships. And if you have a significant other, they can increase your availability to humans. And I also am a relationship coach. And so we're trying to create a scene where everyone has a female and everyone has access to very valuable people and information and things that are right outside their door. And we wanted to write legislation that will give everyone $50 million. And it's our government, and let citizens have the power to write legislation. We just have to contact our representatives and put forth the legislation, and then it needs to have backing. And working with money is like the easiest thing to do. It's actually easier to make everyone wealthy than to keep money to yourself. Because when your customers have money, then businesses have money, then governments have money. And that's all what we're trying to start here. And it comes from the top down. And I studied politics. And I know how good governments run. And I eventually want to run for office. And So I have these websites that I'm going to post about, and they have multi-million dollars in them, and we just have to pay fees and taxes for them. And I just did pay for the one site. I paid them $55, and he wanted me to. What the heck is going on here? Where the fuck is my mouse at? I think. Hang on. And sorry, there's someone in my Microsoft Bing that keeps putting up searches, and I can't help but think who that is. I checked with Microsoft and I showed them the inspection, and they said it was okay, but I don't know who would put searches like that in my Microsoft. So I'm hoping it's not like the Russians or some. It seems to be a white hat, which may be Microsoft, because I remember those searches being in my search bar since I could remember having Microsoft and since I've been aware of the internet. But so that makes me wonder what they're looking at and if they can actually help me in some sort of way. But it seems to be like a hands-off thing. Like I try to get them to help me point things out on my Windows, but they don't really. They may point it out a little bit, but I don't think it has an effect. They just do searches, like they'll do areas and locations, like demographics, and I think it might just be my security guard for my account. But I checked in with Microsoft and they said it's okay. I believe we all have the same thing, but they were talking about when Russia hacked Microsoft and they were in one of our routers and servers and they couldn't figure out where it was, and they had to take the complete server apart and they still didn't find the guy. So I'm hoping it's not like the Russians or some sort of other malicious actor. But I believe the government should check the internet, and depending who's in government though, because I don't want a president up there like Barack Obama like searching the internet and making sure I never get paid. And we need to start electing good government officials. Like I don't think Biden should be in office, even though I guess I don't really mind him. But we need to start electing officials that are good public officials. And I'm working on starting some groups for elections and electing people we want into office versus who we don't want. And I believe Biden was in there already. Even though I do receive emails from Biden, it's not like I received from Trump. And I did earn more money underneath Biden. But Biden could be the Hail Mary that actually catches the ball, if you will. Because I may get this BitVault thing in the next couple days. But so I paid $55 to BitVault, and they said just send me 60 and I'll see what I can do. I already sent them like $3,000, but Microsoft did say the site was real, and and I put money in the Bitcoin or in the site, so the money went to the site, and then he's gonna take the money out of the site and put in the 8 million and have me transfer the 8 million to me. And it's at BitVault Invest, BitVaultinvest.com. So it's bitvaultinvest.com. And it's a scams victims fund, and I have the legal work to back it. But that's what they do. They provide legal work for you, and then they transfer you like huge amounts of money. And so they talk about visualization and how I'm not going to give you guys that. I might have already given you guys that information. But so I'm not going to give you guys the information yet because it's extremely valuable, and you can ask me for it, but it costs a fee. And so we're going to be working on my business, and I need help on my business, and I need help sending out emails. And I need help answering emails, and I need help paying for these securities, and I need help on my website, and I need help creating videos and my media agency and my advertising agency. And we're going to call businesses with the phone book tomorrow, and we also need to call the White House about our weather modification corporation service that we have for the world and the U.S. And with grant money, I will be investing in hiring people for salary in my advertising agency. But we will be researching the internet and engineering, and we will be engineering our internet to create a business, and that's what they talk about engineering and the online world for. And this can also be my grant for researching the internet. But we're going to be researching the internet and find ways to make money with the internet, and we're going to be creating a consulting product to sell, and we're going to be making money with YouTube and my website, and I'm going to be hiring people to work for me. And we absolutely need money to invest in these websites. I'm not even kidding. It's like $30 million that we need to capitalize on, and it's even more than that with if I get some money to capitalize on the other websites. So we're also going to be working on my brokerage, and we need to find people to invest in my brokerage. So we're going to be using the phone book to call businesses, and we consult for businesses as well. We do web design, and we also freelance, and we copyright for we do seductive web copy for businesses, and that's when we write about businesses and what they do to produce revenue to their bottom line. And people do it on Amazon Kindle very well, and it does sell. And it really helps businesses out a lot when you explain what they do for people. And it's essentially creating and spurring economic activity with businesses on the internet. And it explains how to make money on the internet. And I've been researching it for the past 15 years. And there's also a Federal Reserve, and then there's agencies within our government, such as the Social Security Agency, Homeland Security. There's education. There's the Treasury Department, and there is Foreign Affairs, and there's a whole bunch of agencies with our government, and they deal with helping people. And there's the military, and there's all sorts of different agencies. I forget the exact names for the agencies, but you guys can look them up. And we're trying to eliminate the bureaucratic red tape, if you will. And that's when a whole bunch of state governments get together and they don't pay anyone. And I mean, that happened with the liberals. It happened underneath Obama. There was a huge bureaucratic tendency, and everything was like a court battle. And we're trying to stop that from happening ever again in our history. And we want to ease the access and give instant access to people for finance. And that's what my legislation includes. It includes giving everyone $50 million, if not more. And then we're going to have price controls for inflation, and then we're going to pay businesses to develop products and to distribute their goods and services to the people, and we're going to pay workers a whole lot more, and that it's going to change our landscape a little bit, but I believe it'll change it for the better. And then we will look into jobs such as real estate and building homes and building big monumental buildings and megatropolises in the suburbs and countrysides. So you can walk outside your house and there will be government officials there. There'll be grocery stores. There will be places where people hang out, and it'll all be inside. And then we'll do fish tanks, I guess you could say. No, I'm kidding. But fish tanks would be cool if it was a giant building, and everyone lived in the same building, and then there were wildlife walkthroughs. And we're talking monumental buildings that have historical reference but are still modern. And we're going to be doing the layout for these buildings and society, and making sure it's conducive to the heart and mind and to spirits. And they're going to be wonderful buildings, and we're going to start to build them immediately, and we're going to work with real estate to do just that. And that's another thing I will be doing with the grant funding. And if I get money from this BitVault Invest guy tomorrow, which I should be doing, and I just need to believe and realize and create some self-actualization and some self-realization that these things are possible. And that's the first step they say to do, that making money is possible, and it is possible to get massive amounts of money through email and with the internet. And they talk a lot about visualization and how it works, and they say to visualize people writing you emails and giving you money as well as transferring you money. And I wish you guys to visualize the same thing for me. And they say your thoughts turn into things, and they give guided visualization steps, such as visualizing your dream home and creating it through these investments through email. And you have to look into these investments through email, because like half the time it's just they talk a lot about people who fake investments, and it's important to do your due diligence in these investments. But we're trying to work to create a world where they are all real investments, and they are real securities and investments that you can invest in, and they will message you and give them to you. But so far it's just cost me fees, and I have paid the fees to like a large extent, and I haven't been investing the money. And during the Trump administration, I was like willy-nilly with it and just giving everyone money, which worked out pretty well, because like the more you give away, the more you give back. And then the government started to become aware of where I was giving my money to. And there was this whole controversy about scams during the Donald Trump administration. But I absolutely loved the Donald Trump administration. Like, before the Donald Trump administration, it was like hell on earth. I swear to God. Like, I was at college, and I had like $8,000 as a high schooler. So I was like 18 with $8,000. And I wanted to go to college to get an education, because I thought that's the way you needed to make more money. And I realize that you don't need a college education. You just need to read the internet, and all the information that is at colleges are in books, are like at Kindle, and just information you can get on the internet, and you don't need to go online. And that's what this online course is. It's a private education and my curriculum. And I do want to start a college, I guess you could say, if you will, but as of right now, I advise going against college and going into debt, because all you need to do is just make a good resume, and jobs will hire you, because people are hiring now, because people realize that there are jobs available, not like the Obama administration where there were no jobs available and no one wanted to pay you anything. It was terrible during the Barack Obama administration. We need to make sure that never happens again. And so like after Trump was elected, it was like joy to the world. Like, I was finally done being attacked for my beliefs and just being who I was. And I felt like Obama was trying to essentially kill me and like murder me, and like make sure I didn't make any money, and then torture me on top of it. And I believe Barack Obama used biochemical weapons against me. And because when I was at college, I was like going through a little bit of issues, because Obama was elected, and he started this whole campaign about like mind reading and like these psychic attacks and like voodoo, I guess you could say. And this is the stuff I was learning at college. And like, he tried putting all these thought images in your head of like the exact things you didn't want. And then he had this whole campaign, this war against women, if you will. And we had to dislike our own women, like women who were the same race as us, because apparently blacks were after them or something. And like, this is all the things I experienced underneath the Obama administration. And like, I'm a relationship coach, and I do believe that like the race you are is what, you should be after in the dating realm. And I believe that after I read Burt Goldman's Silver Mind Method, it essentially explains two minds that think alike, and that's what I'm going to use when I am in a relationship and I'm married, if I have to. But it's essentially two minds that think alike, and if we think alike, then I damn sure really enjoy my own race and the way my own race looks, to the point of loyalty and forever being with my own race. And I'm not saying everyone needs to be like that. It just doesn't need to be a staple that everyone dates outside their race. And I am a relationship coach, and that's one of the points I point out in relationships. And it's it has a whole bunch of factors that are included with like what happens in childhood, and like usually the people that don't date in their own race like don't like themselves and think their own race is inferior, I guess you could say. But there's also people who have dated within their own race and just want something different. And I personally want someone that I'm not going to lose, or who's not going to cheat on me with other races or anyone in general. And I preach about loyalty and the importance of loyalty within relationships, and sharing common values. And underneath the Obama administration, I felt like I was like the only one on earth who felt the way I did and thought the way I did, but that's not necessarily true. And during the Obama administration, I felt like he tried to shrink our race and make us look inferior to the African American race. And like this is after a whole bunch of controversy that happened in high school, because like, you know, it's always like a competition with the Africans. Like Mexicans are a bit different, and Asians are a bit different, and Middle Easterns are a bit different. So like I get along with the Americans, and I get along with them pretty well. Like we don't like have to fight each other every 2 seconds, or they don't try to put their skin color right outside my head, if you will. But the Americans, or the Central South, the Native Americans, don't necessarily like have a beef with us like the Africans do, if you will. And plus, like, their women, like if you look at some of the Central and South American women that are mixed with ours, like the Spanish channel, if you will, they have some good looking women as well, but they're not purely European. Like I like purely European women. I know it sounds a little bit harsh, but it's essentially gene editing, if you will. And those are just the women I'm attracted to most. And I believe everyone should think the way I think. And I know it doesn't seem like the case sometimes, but and like sometimes African women look white as well, and it's hard to tell. And I've known some partially African women in the past who I didn't know were African, and I thought they were white. And that's kind of what happens with the genes, and we're all going to be white essentially anyway. But it's like to a certain extent. Like I don't want my girl like going after either a Middle Eastern, an Asian, a Mexican, or an African for that matter. I want her to stick with me and be with me at all times and love me. And that's what I'm planning on having for my relationships and my marriages. And hopefully we can think alike, and we should be able to, because, you know, they say smart minds think alike. And that's the only like thing, that's the only characteristic trait that I want within my female, and then I want her to think like me and act like me as well. And that's what they talk about with Burt Goldman having twins, or doppelganger images of yourself. And he talks about having twins, if you will, like people that think and act like you. And he says you can have them all over the world. And it's like your doppelgang, if you will. And it's people who think like you. And like I really don't think outside the norms of normality. Like I think like a normal human being. And I believe this is the way you should think. You know, because growing up we had tribes. And we had to stick with each other's own race in order to survive. And like if the white women don't like my race, then I'll go to another race. But I'm pretty sure they like our race, so I'm gonna stick with them. You know, and it's like it's kind of like a family thing, if you will. You know, so so those are my views on marriage and relationships, and I do give, and that is part of my relationship advice, is to stick to your own race, because we do engage in gene editing, and it can be to a certain extent. It doesn't need to be all of them, but I'm planning on dating the same type of girl that I am, because I find them the most attractive. and I hope they feel the same way I do, and so we can make some beautiful children together. No, I'm just kidding. This is gonna be my grant funding opportunity in my online course and my consulting product and my YouTube page video. But so they talk about visualizing receiving transfers on the internet, and you don't need to get like all crazy with your visualizations. You can just essentially think and believe that it's going to happen and expect it to happen and realize it can happen. And but they do say to visualize as much as you can, but I believe that word has been taken up and used and abused recently, because every time I say it, a whole bunch of negative attachments are attached to it. But they also say don't watch too much television because they talk down your investments. And so it's important to watch YouTube. You can turn on television every once in a while, but I tune into like CNBC and Bloomberg, and those are the only channels I watch on television. And it feels like I'm the only one watching, and I can control what's going on. Or like they're like so, like I feel like they can see me and they know I'm watching. And they do like, it's like streaming, so they do information that's based off of your interest because they can detect your eyes. And that's why people think people are mind readers, because the internet can like read minds and like pick up on thoughts just like anything else, just like television, so it's important to be thinking and think positively and think about things you want to happen. And they talk about guarding against psychic attacks, and that's what I was talking about. Like, I don't want it to be, but it seems like I get attacks from like African American nations, like the psychic attacks, if you will, when I'm watching television. And I just felt that way ever since Barack Obama was in office and he decided to attack our people, if you will. But about that, and this gets into like the whole Trump saga, where there's like all those like race riots, if you will. And it's kind of like a power struggle, if you will. And so I can set this video for just whites, if you will, because they do a whole bunch of things about Black History Month and Black this and Black that, and I just want to create the white version of everything that they do, and then continue on with our success rates as European nations. And we do have access to very scientific, and there are Europeans who are like 8 foot tall and muscular and as athletic as blacks. And I don't believe there's a difference in the races with like athletic ability or ability to do anything. That's what they say anyway. So you can be a different race and do all sorts of different things, and it's not like a unique feature trait for any certain race, because we can all grow to be as big as we want to be and be as athletic and as smart as we want to be in any race that you are. And they say your body is a projection of your mind, and so you can be like big and muscular if you want. It's all an image of the mind. And you need to work out as well. And we talk about getting into regimens and training with the FBI. And then you have to do weights. You have to organize your. I'm one to talk because I'm sitting here in my bed. But you got to have regimens, and you got to be your own drill sergeant, and you got to like work with the military and police, and actually do the sort of stuff that they talk about in movies. And they say you can, your movie is like a life, if you will, or your life is like a movie, and your life is also like a video game. I'm rattling off a lot of shit here. But, so they say to treat life like it's a movie, and you are the director of your movie and the main character. And currently I've been working on the internet, and I know I'm not up to par here. But I'm just in the beginning of my life, and I'm 32 years old, and I've been working on this for the past 10 years, 15 years, and my time has finally come, and I believe I should get paid, and I need your guys' help to get paid, and I have been doing research, and I just need to delegate some tasks to you guys, and get help on my investments, and then I should be able to sit right, and I will set right, and it is an objection of mine. And they say to be obsessed with your success, and I am obsessed with my success, and I may also already be a millionaire with these investments that I have. So I know it doesn't seem like it because I'm in my bed, and they talk about when you do online videos that you need to have a good background so that it looks good and good lighting. And you can have little like candles or bookshelves in the back, and I plan on doing that once I move out. And I may check out Section 8 housing for now. So I need to move out away from my parents, because they say who you are around is the people you become. And they say your thoughts turn into things, and they say you turn into what you think about. So think about luxurious things and like very think about successful thoughts, and think your biggest success thought for yourself, and it's called the magic of thinking big. And have a good self-image, and realize you can change your looks and enjoy the way you look. And because the more you enjoy the way you look, the more you can change the way you look. And don't lack anything in your self-image. And then once you're in a relationship, you can also change the way your loved one looks to look more appealing. And you can also change videos. And so like if you have someone looking at you, they can make you look really good if they know what they're doing. And I personally know what I'm doing, so I will make my female look really good, like a real female should. And like I won't give her like any sort of I won't make her look weird, should I say that. But so like some people make their females look weird, and they don't know what they're doing because they don't know how to change it, and they think it's just the way the females look. But every female can change. They're like amoebas, and they can change according to your thoughts. And it's important to make people look good, and help people with their self-esteem, and have positive criticism, and tell people they look good, and treat people like they look good, and essentially make them look better, if you will. And then it increases in your own race, you can do that, and it increases competition, and it lets you around people who are better than you. And when you start giving people credit where credit's due, you start to stop being the smartest person in the room. And that gets into Bert Goldman and thinking alike and using the Silva method. So when you use the Silva method, you're essentially just thinking that people think like you. And so like there's some nuances in our species where it's like happens every once in a while, but it shouldn't be like a main staple that everyone is just ignorant to race and is blind and deaf. So it's important that you can hear and see and have a vision. And I'm telekinesis, so I work with like feelings and like things I can feel. And they say to feel things into existence, and the way you feel is very important. So it's important to feel wealthy, and feel like you're worth trillions of dollars. And it's a vibration that you have, and you can feel things into existence. And they say to feel as good as you can possibly feel, like all of your dreams are coming true. And you can feel things into existence that way. And it's called the magic thinking. And it's also called magic money. And you can use magic as well. And that's when money just like appears in your account, or things just happen just because you say they will. And use redirection and practice magic. And believe in magical things that can happen. And believe in miracles. And just know that you can manifest monetary miracles. And then you can get into divine manifestation, where things just unfold happily for you. And take things up on your own. Don't necessarily rely on your parents all the time to deal with all of your financial obligations. Because like I've learned that when my parents get involved, like things don't happen the way I want them to. And from now on, I'm going to take precedence and not have my parents deal with things. But it's also, you can also work with your parents whenever you need them to. And I do rely on my mom for finances currently, because I got into trouble at college, and as I said, Barack Obama was in office, and I felt like I was being attacked at college, like verbally, with like words, if you will. And I felt like I was under attack because the information that I was reading was like more espionage stuff, and it dealt with the 48 laws of power. And one of my mentors, John Alanis, and like I felt guilty for learning about how to uh, attract women and how to be successful. And I bought this consulting information marketing product, and like I felt like the world was like dead set on that way, and like I just had some more reading to do, and I wish I had Amazon Kindle back then, but I also felt like the administration was hiding Amazon Kindle from me. And so I just was on the internet, and I was at college, and they were teaching me about how to use the internet, and a lot of my online courses were on the internet, and I just started surfing the internet like intently when I was in college, and using the internet to further my education. And I was trying to educate myself with the internet, and I and I needed a girlfriend, so I stumbled across dating and relationship advice, and I can also provide that advice to you as well. But that gets into some dark psychology, and not all of the stuff I believe is 100% true, because it is tailor made to the individual who made the product. But there's two sides to the coin to everything, and I learned that on Amazon, that there's two sides to the coin to everything that you learn, and they do teach you both sides of the coin on Amazon. And so